Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be a very unique style video, and that is going to be a video sponsored by MTV Cribs going through my gun wall that you guys see oh so frequently in these talking point videos. Please excuse the gym attire. I just got done training in my armory this morning, and I figured, you know what, it would be a great time to showcase my gun wall. I've never been through my gun wall. Each one of these guns has been on the channel, and I'll include fun shooting videos of each one that I'm showing you guys, but I've never actually gone through, and I'm sure many of you have watched these videos or seen my posts on Instagram and have said, hey, what's that gun? What's this? What's that? So I'm just gonna go from left to right, and I'm gonna just show you some guns on my backdrop. Now, I guess I should say what this backdrop is. This is a hold-up displays wall, and I do have, of course, safes on either side of it, but the actual wall itself is hold-up displays. It's been a great wall. I've had it in multiple areas of my home. I've never really had any issues with it at all, and they sent this to me a long time ago, and it's just always been great. I've actually thought a lot of the time about expanding the wall lower, and I might do that in the future. Furthest to the left, you guys have never really seen this ever before, but this is, I mean, maybe you've seen it, but ultimately, spider webs all over it. This is a used vintage knife collection. I got really into this for a while, and it's really nothing in particular, no specific area, time period. I just simply got these in antique shops, walking around, cheap, easy to get, and my only goal was to fill this up. So I have some really cool German gravity knives, I have different field knives, other things, random pocket knives, really just kind of a cool little thing, and I've never done any videos on this, never will, but it's just kind of a cool backdrop. AK Romanian bayonet with dead spider hanging off it, typical Romanian AK bayonet, that's really how it should be, but really just gorgeous bayonet. Excellent. I picked it up at the gun shop that I worked at for a long time. The bakelite on these grips was just absolutely insane. I've never seen one with such perfect paint on the sheath. Just excellent. So had to pick that up. Next up, we have a fun little situation going on here. This is the first time I have ever had a full out of battery discharge, and it happened in my PWS 216. You guys don't know about this. It has not been on the channel because, of course, it was the one day I was not filming. It was the last day FF Pocket Smith was around before he went on another through hike, and I was like, you know, today I'm just gonna shoot for fun, right? I'm a YouTuber. I never shoot for fun, ever. It's always for work. And of course, my PWS 216 blew up. Now, you guys remember originally a video I did on the 216 talking about how it ate bad Turkish ammunition. And honestly, this was not Turkish ammunition, and I realized the gun is actually probably out of headspace. It's back at the manufacturers now. I'll probably end up selling it, just not too happy with it. Hopefully PWS fixes it, but could have been a really bad day. Luckily, the gun failed exactly where it should have failed, which is blowing the guts out of the magazine, but I keep this as a little reminder to wear iPro. Next up, I have an actual bring back paper documentation that is just really cool. It's the only bring back paperwork I actually have, and it's for one of my French 1873 revolvers. I keep that up here for obvious reasons, just awesome. I have my stand-up rack. So this thing always changes. For a long time, I had just like what was being reviewed on at the time and just like kind of swapping stuff all over the place. Stuff ends up piling up on here that you'll always see. But as of right now, I actually got it cleaned up. We're gonna go left to right as we've been doing with the rest of the video. First up, I have my SIG 556. Now in this case, this is like, man, people hate on this gun, but I really enjoyed it during the review. I did throw on a SIG Romeo 7, and I believe, can't remember if I did this before or after the video, but I've kept this pretty bare bones. It's a very heavy gun, and I realized the more accessories that I threw on here, the weight just became unbelievably bad. but I love this gun. I never really had any complaints. Maybe in the future I'll get the proper lower so I can get that good old SIG German rock and lock, but as of right now, it's excellent. I have my 1301. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't like this shotgun. The more I shoot it, the more I just don't really like it. It doesn't do anything for me. That's not gonna vibe with the rest of the, the rest of the folks out there, but I considered getting rid of it, to be honest with you. That's how much I was like, I just felt like I wasted money on this, to be honest with you. The price point that these are coming out at now, they're just not worth it. You could get a Benelli M4 for the price of these, and these do not even hold water to a Benelli M4. So Moss 4956. This is such a cool rifle. I've been meaning to do a video for a very long time on it. A lot of people really like these things, and the reason is they're so different. It's such a different rifle. I don't have any shooting footage of this, unfortunately, but I will absolutely be getting this to the range. The downfall is ammo is not cheap for this. It's about $25 a box, $22 if you get it online. I did get the upgraded firing pin, so you don't have any runaway issues. I've just been super lazy about ordering ammo. Like anytime I'm like, oh, I got $100, I could get ammo for this review, I'm like, I'd rather get this. And it's just, here it's sat for probably almost about 6 months. I have not shot it yet. It's killing me. The good old, geez. This Jackal is basically a meme gun at this point with how much people hate on it. I have had zero issues with my Jackal. I actually really, really enjoy it. Obviously, I've kept it. I have no plans on getting rid of it. I really like it. Right now, this is just kind of where it's at. I have a UH-1 on top. I have the AWLS on the side, and then I also have a True North Concepts grip stop. This is the polymer grip stop, full size. I don't like the stock. The stock is trash, but any ACR stock is also trash. So my good old, God, I love this gun so much. My Romanian kit build from Palmetto State Armory. This has been an absolutely incredible AK. I love everything about this kit build. Has an FN barrel, ALG trigger in this, and the ALG trigger is just a mouse click of a trigger. This thing is unbelievably fast. It is, I would say actually, this is my fastest AK or fastest rifle in my collection. This gets damn near FRT fast. It's unbelievably cool. Really, really like this AK. No complaints. No issues. Got my lucky number 13 mag in that I've had ever since, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, and it always floats around. Got the dong. Just a cool rifle. And the Steyr AUG, such a vibe. Probably on the vibe scale, which I know people like that word these days, I would give this a 10. It really, the donut of death optic, the Die Hard, it's got it all. It's a really cool rifle. Not the best bullpup in my opinion, but also not the worst, and one that I was very, very happy to pick up. I think collectability on this rifle is only gonna go up. Investment only gonna go up. It's just a really cool gun. Got, of course, the Steyr AUG waffle mags, which, yes, sucks that they're proprietary mags, but cost out there, they're not that bad, okay? They're a little bit more than Magpul mags, but you can definitely find them. You can find different variations, and I think for collectability and the vibe, it's worth the waffle mags. Okay, coming up real close here, I have an Easter egg that not many people know about, and that's the fact that there's a baby hand, just chilling on this shelf, and it's been chilling on this shelf forever. Sometimes when my buddies come over and see my gun wall and mess with me, I will find, after a review or something, it'll be just on the end of a gun. So it's a little Easter egg that I never know about, but it just chills here until somebody comes around and puts it in a different area, but no one's ever realized it, which I think is kind of cool. I have dummy 12 gauge A-zoom snap caps. I use those all the time, practice reloading, whatever, check function. HK mat. And this shelf, really, I try to keep it bare, empty. I can set a pistol here if I need to do work on it or whatever. It's waiting to get clean, something's wrong with it. I can set that here. I'm gonna do both of these together just because you have to, right? But I have two French 1873 revolvers. I will be doing an individual video on these revolvers in the very near future. I did these in my Guns of Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, and these revolvers I've wanted for my entire life, ever since I was a little kid, ever since I watched that movie. And this is something that I can't even really describe to you guys what it means to have these in my possession. It's just one of the coolest setups that I own. Both of them are traditional black powder, and they are chambered in 11mm French rimmed ammunition. I do have, or had, 3 boxes of that. Now I have 1 box of 20 after this video, but they both shot great. This one in particular is from 1889. Still in pretty good shape for 1889, and this one is 1875, man. And that's one of the bringbacks there that I have the paperwork for, so that's one of a few World War II bringbacks that I have in my collection. I have my AP5 SD. This has been a really cool gun, although after the video, a lot of folks were saying, hey, the reason why that doesn't sound that quiet to you is it does not have the B&T barrel, it has the RCM barrel. Well, I did not know before I got it converted at High Tech Arms that there's a difference between the 2 barrels, and that is why they're so much more expensive. But spoiler alert, the B&T barrel is the proper HK spec hole pattern, and for whatever reason, they wanted to increase the velocity RCM. They're like, we're going to put different holes to make it faster and defeat the entire purpose of an SD. So that is why when I was scratching my brain on why my normal SP5 with a Wolfman and 147 or 158 subs sounds better than my MP5 SD. That would be why. So I'm kind of bummed about that. I don't feel as cool about it as I did. Tech 9, rocking the Tech 9 up top. This is, for me, just a cool gun to have. The gun is trash. It's absolutely garbage. Would never recommend buying this for any sort of range use. That's just me. My charging handle sheared off. I needed to get it Cerakoted because it was pitted and rusting. But the price of these now is insane. I picked this up because the price was skyrocketing above $1,000, and I knew it would only go up. And I always wanted one just for the movie lore, Big Trouble Little China, you know, all that good stuff. And I still enjoy the look of it when I show people the wall in person and they're not gun people. They always see the Tech 9, like, oh, is that a Tech? And everyone kind of knows it. So it's a cool little gun. We have my VMAC 9. Never had a problem with this Mac clone. And I have the Stormworks adapters here for the red dot and also my stock. And it is fitted with the Midwest Industries stock back there. I've never had a malfunction. It just works exactly as it should. Of course, this is an SBR, and I do have directly underneath it the suppressor for it. And the GSL suppressor works okay. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not the quietest suppressor that I own by any means, and it's an aluminum can. It's cool that it threads right on, but this is definitely being blowback surprisingly pretty loud when it comes to shooting this at the range, but pretty compact. You got your big old Sten stick mag out the bottom, so that makes it slightly less compact, and it really likes to not sit well. It sits really sketchy in that placement, but you know. Magazine holders on the bottom. I've thought a lot about getting rid of these and putting another long gun there just because I do feel like it's wasted space. I have big buckets that I keep all my magazines in, so I have, you know, AR mags, AK mags, and all my different magazines in individual buckets for organization that I throw them in, just 50 cal ammo cans. So this is kind of pointless to me. I had it on there to diversify the wall for the backdrop, but I think it would actually look a little cooler with another rifle down there. So this will probably go away in the future, but if you care, I have AR mags here and here, AR mags here actually as well, AK, and HK P30 or VP9 mags to the right. What I would consider the front and center of the gun wall that always is the eye catcher is my good old Romanian RPK. I did one range day with this rifle and that was it. It was at the old range that I used to go to. I couldn't even run and gun with it. I got to do another video on this because it is one of the coolest AKs that I own. It was one of the Atlantic Battlefield pickups, and I just never really shot it. No particular reason. And I got to get it back. This would be a really cool gun to bring to the range that I go to now, because obviously I can do some running and gunning with it, lay prone a little easier, but it is a really, really cool gun. My Armalite Sterling AR-180, one of my pride and joys. This rifle, one of the coolest guns that I own, really triggers the Irish heritage in me. Fun fact, my family is about 100% Irish. No one's 100%, but give me a break. We're very Irish, so it's cool to have a little piece of our Irish history here. And, you know, it was such a cool shooting gun, and this rifle that I picked up was actually unfired in the box. And you know what the first thing I did was? I cracked it open out of that box. I cleaned it, I lubed it, and I mag dumped the shit out of it. Ever since 1980, this thing's been just chilling in a box, living its life. And it came to me, and I'm like, oh no, 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 you will be shot right now. And I shot it. I loved it. I will shoot it more. I just got to get more magazines for this. It does take semi-proprietary magazines. You can modify AR mags to work. I definitely got to do that for mine. But as of right now, it works great. It has a side folding stock and looks unbelievably cool on the gun wall. Man, do you even need an introduction for the Spaz 12? My favorite shotgun of all time, okay? 12 gauge autoloader. God, it's a quirky shotgun. It's not that it's not quirky, okay? But if you get away from all the quirks that it has, I actually had zero reliability problems with mine at the range when I switched out all the buffers and made sure it was well cleaned and lubricated and understood how it worked. It actually ran low brass that choked up my 1187, amazingly, that has never had an issue, and it's ran high brass, anything I put through it. This thing is an absolute tank for me. Not many other people have had that same experience, but I'm pretty convinced there's a larger Spaz 12 conspiracy going on here, that a lot of the videos online of content creators with Spaz 12s were the same one, like floating around for this giveaway thing. And it had issues, like the buffers weren't swapped out, and I don't think they were cleaning it, and it was going to all these reviewers, and they're all shitting on it. And I'm pretty sure it's because it's the same one that was never cleaned or lubed and never had the buffers swapped out, and that is why. Because for mine, once I did all those things, it's been 100%. So, I don't know. You guys be the judge. But needless to say, of course, the Spaz 12 just looks glorious on the gun wall. I have my Sunway photo tripod. I've been meaning to do a review on this for a very long time. I got to, but it's the carbon fiber model. It's model number, if you care, is T3640CS. So that is the model number. On it, I have my Bergara B14. That has been a great rifle for me with the AAC Cyclone 9-inch can up top. I got a Vortex optic on top. This is the Diamondback Tactical, which I've had no issues with. It's a great, like, just kind of run-of-the-mill optic that you could use for semi-real-world purposes. But in this case, we just don't have the range for a rifle like this here in Pennsylvania. It never gets shot. The range that I go to currently has a 300-yard range. This is cool at 300, but, like, you know, it's just not really, like, I don't know. It's not really great in Pennsylvania. I'm sure there are other places that this gun could really shine. I have it because everyone's got to have one distance gun, but it never, ever gets shot. But it looks really cool on the tripod here on the wall. Behind my wall of shotguns, I have my good old Uzi 9mm, and this is an SBR, and it is tri-lugged. Unfortunately, it is closed bolt, but very, very cool rifle, and one of my favorite sub guns of all time. When I was a kid, I had all the little water blaster Uzis that were out there, and I always Loved the Uzi, saw it in 80s movies, and wanted one for so very long. And now I'm very happy to finally have one in my possession. I've had this one for a long time. Got it for a great deal many years ago and never looked back. It started its life as the Uzi Model B carbine, and of course now I've SBR'd it, so it's got a little bit cooler of a package. My wall of shotguns. I'm gonna go through this one relatively quick, but I have my 1897. This one also made its way to the Mummy video, and I love this shotgun. One of my favorites. It's old, it's tired, it needs some new springs and a new extractor, but as of right now, it's still doing pretty good. I have my Mossberg 590 SBS. No complaints with this one whatsoever. One of my favorite SBSs of all time, with the leather Galco wrap that's not made anymore, and also the Versamax sling that's not made anymore. Very, very cool SBS with the wood furniture. My Benelli M1 Super 90 here. This is an HK marked imported Benelli, back when Benelli was like the unknown Turkish shotgun of the time, but this quickly became one of the most famous shotguns of all time that divulged into the M2, the M3, and now the M4, and it's just really cool to have the first variation. I don't have an M4 in my collection just yet, but I'm okay with the M1. I have my Remington 870, and this is the retrograde model. Absolutely love it. It's not the actual retrograde, that's a Mossberg thing if I remember right, but it's the retro security gun. Gorgeous wood, no problems with this whatsoever. Very reliable. Love that shotgun. Mossberg 590, actually a retrograde. This is pretty good. It was very, like, rough. I got to get more rounds through this, but cool heat shield, bayonet lug. It's a 590 variation of this, and I specifically wanted the one with the bead, not the ghost ring sights, because I just thought it looked unbelievably cool. I got to do more footage with this. It's a great shotgun. One of my first shotguns, actually I think it is the first shotgun that I ever picked up. It's an old 500A, and I had a 28-inch barrel on this. Now I have a 20 with an 8-shot mag tube, and I broke the safety on this gun. So as of right now, the shotgun will still fire on safe or fire, so that's kind of a fun little Easter egg. I was installing a Magpul stock on these older receivers. You got to watch out on those screw lengths, and I actually broke the safety. So I need to replace the safety in the trigger assembly. I've just, again, been lazy about it, but easy fix, not a big deal. Just something to note about the FF gun wall. I have a Savior stand-up rack. This thing is awesome just to have. Looks cool. Not the easiest thing to get your gear off of if you needed it quick. So I would not view this as like a grab-and-go stand. There's no way you're going to get it quickly. But it looks cool. I always end up, my multicam gear goes here in the summertime. My M81 gear comes out, and I'm going to swap it in the wintertime because multicam does better in the winter here in Pennsylvania. But I have my hardhead veterans helmet. I've been running the Mira C21 mask in here when I'm not about to be doing a review on it. My Orion belt on the bottom, and I just have a random build. This is a totally random build, hodgepodge of stuff that I rattle can, and I did a video on this, I think. I'll have to look to see if I have footage, but just no one cares. It's a random AR. I have a Bear Truth 2 compound bow there. I used to shoot compound bow all the time. I got that bow for 50 bucks when I worked at Gander Mountain, and I have not shot it in about 10 years. So I want to shoot it really bad, but I know you got to get all the strings replaced after it gets kind of dry rotted over time. So that's where it's sat on the Hold Up Displays bow rack for all time. So it'll probably sit there, just end up withering away to nothing and be destroyed, but that's okay. It is what it is. Finally, this one's going to be hard to show you on camera, just like the other safe, but I have a really cool Rast and Gasser revolver up here. It's an Austro-Hungarian revolver from World War I, World War II. This is a very important revolver to me and my family because it is actually a World War II bringback of one of Mary's relatives. So Very, very cool gun. Her relative was in the European front of things during World War II and brought that back. I do not have the bring back paperwork still, unfortunately, but one of the coolest things that I have. Mary randomly got me this old shotgun cleaning rod kit at a state thing or something about 10 years ago. I never knew what to do with it, kept it up there. I have one of the holsters for my French 1873 revolvers with a name carved into the side there, which is super, super cool. And finally, last thing on the list, I have actual 11 millimeter French black powder ammunition from Old South Ammo. And that is going to wrap up this video going over my gun wall. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's a long one, but maybe you're eating lunch, having a good time, and just want to vibe out, okay, and hear the smooth sounds of what guns are on my wall. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay tuned for more great content.